Hey buddy fighters, today I have a deck profile on my Drum in the Sun deck. I know it's a really weird name, but you'll understand once the video is over why I call it that. Starting off with my size 3s, because I only play one of them, and one size 3 in deck. Scorching Cavalry Dragon, second Helios. He is a 7/2/5. Call cost is pay 2 gauge and put the top 2 cards of your deck into his soul. Once per turn act, you may put a card from this card's soul into the drop zone and destroy your opponent's center. He's just like I can't remember that card's name. It was an old armor dragon card, but he's really good. He's got double attack and soul guard. Most of the time, you will not use his ability to pop center in, unless you really need to. I usually just keep him at 2 soul and swing at my opponent with double attack with him. Next, I play 4 of my buddy. 5th Omni, Awakened 5th Omni Dragon Lord Drum. He is a 6/2/5, pay 1 gauge, put the top card of your deck into his soul, is the call cost, and when you would take a damage, you gain 1 life. This ability can only use once per turn. He's literally there for entering the field and just gaining that soul, because I usually just go straight into evolving him into my next card, which is Kaiser Drum. He is a cost 2 gauge, put on top of a drum. He's a 10/3/5. At the beginning of your battle phase, destroy one of your opponent's cards, and then you may remove 1 card from this card's soul, and if you do, when your life would become 0, your life becomes 1 instead. He's also a target usually for my opponents, which is nice because they'll go after him instead of me, and try to get rid of his soul so they can kill me fast and try to kill me, but it's almost like having an extra set of life when you have the soul in there. Next, I run 3 Jackknack Drum Bunker. He's a call cost, pay 1 gauge, put him on top of a jack or a drum. I really like him because he's really cheap to play, and then if you have a drum and soul or jack and soul, he gets move and double attack. And if you have if you have drum and soul, he gets +1 critical, and can't remember what else he did. If you have drum and soul. Oh, if you have drum, he gets move. If you have drum, he gets +3 critical. If you have jack, he gets move and soul and double attack. But usually just play on top of drum and then just play another one from my hand, so he gets all his abilities as long as you have both of them in soul. Next, I play 2 Fireclaw Dragon. He is just like Mirrorblade Dragon for Sun Dragons. He is a 4/3/3, no call cost, and if your opponent has no cards in the center, he gains +1 critical. So he's a 4/4 for no call cost. He just deals massive damage on entry, and if your opponent doesn't have a way of nullifying it, they're going to eat that 4. Next, for my size 1s, I play 4 Bright Hammer Dragons. He's a 2/2/1 penetrate, no call cost. That's it. He's there to just plow through your opponent's center. 4 Mirrorblade Dragon, same as the size 2. He's a 3/2/1, and if your opponent has nothing in the center, he gains critical. So he's an easy just 3 damage for no reason. Next, I play 3. Blazehorn Dragon? He's a 1/2/1, call cost 1. He's got move, and then when he attacks your opponent's center, he automatically kills it, regardless of defense or anything. Just another way to make your opponent play open center with you. Lastly, I play 1 Messer Groot Dragon. He's gonna go out of my deck soon, so I can replace him with another Firefang Dragon. Firefang Dragon is actually pretty OP, and he's only a double rare. He's a 3/1/1. His stats aren't the best, but when he enters the field, if you have another Sun Dragon, you gain a gauge, and you draw a card. So he's almost like Dragon World getting their own, God forbid, Dragon Emperor Legend. Last, I play 1 Drum Bunker Dragon SD. I do want to run 2 of them because I'd like to hit him more often, but When a drum is played, you can pay 1 gauge if this card's in your drop zone and put him into the soul of a drum. So he just lets you keep stacking soul so your drum stays on field. On to my size zeros, and last of my monsters, I played 3 Blue Sky Knights Boomerang Dragon. Pay 1 gauge. At the end of the battle, this card attack, return to your hand and gain 1 life. I have an abundance of gauge usually because most of my cards are really low costing, and he just lets me play I guess it was called the new Gao formation, and I hate Gao. Gao is the worst character ever. But that's all he does, and you just keep spamming him, or if you're done with him, just throw him into your gauge next turn. On to weapons, I run 3 Sun Fist Rising Knuckle, pay 2 gauge, gets penetrate. All my weapons are actually Sun Dragon, so I can abuse my Sun Dragon shield, because that shield is OP. It's a blue and green dragon shield that can't be nulled if I have if I have 2 Sun Dragons on field, and because it requires a Sun Dragon on field to play it. Next, for my next weapon, I run 4 Sunblade Gurnsoul. It's a 9/0, and it is strictly there to go through centers and kill centers, or walls, or anything I don't like on my opponent's field. And it is just beautiful for no equip cost. On to spells, I run 2 Blessing of the Sun. If I have I gain a gauge, and then if I have a Sun Dragon, I gain 3 gauge instead, which is amazing for no cost. Next, 4 Sun Dragon Shield, as I mentioned before. If I have a Sun Dragon on field, I gain a gauge, gain a life. If I have 2, it can't be nullified. Counter speed 1, or just counter speed. Last, I run 4 Blue Dragon Shields. Counter, gain a gauge. If I have an open center, nullify the attack and gain a gauge. Thank God I got a reprint in DBTO1, because those cards are always annoying to find. Lastly, I run 2 Dragonic Grimoire. If my life is a life break 5 or less, discard my hand, draw 3 cards, and then 1 Dragonic Grimoire Blackwater Inscription. If my life is 5 or less, discard my hand, draw 2, gauge 2. I like both of them at where they're at. Funny things, if I hit that and then just hit into this, or other way around, I can just cycle through my deck as fast as I can to get what I need when I'm at life break. That's been my deck profile, guys. I really appreciate the like, comment, subscribes that you guys give me. I hope to give you some more content soon, some more buddy fights, because that has been a goal of mine this past few weeks. And now that I have a better camera setup, I will be able to shoot more videos and more often.